Hi, my name is James and I am a sufferer of two invisible disabilities, vestibular migraine and PPPD. I made a video recently on this YouTube channel and it basically was just me wanting to talk about how my symptoms of my disabilities affect me day to day, what they feel like, how they affect me physically, mentally and emotionally, how they make me feel about my life, about my future, and about people. Um, Speaking of which, I just want to say such a huge thank you to those of you that have reached out following my video previously with messages of love and support and understanding and showing a willingness to learn. It means so much because the video was not only for me to talk about what I'm going through, but really raise awareness about invisible disabilities in general, and showing a willingness to learn. And it really does mean the world that I was able to switch a light on for so many people. My best friend Lucy, who's suffered with chronic illnesses for many years, always comes up with some wise words, and she said to me, James, at times like these, you really do realise which members of your friends and family are the diamonds and which are the soil. And I think that really resonated with me, that I'm so lucky to have so many diamonds in my life. Unfortunately, there are some lumps of soil, but hey, you shovel the lumps of soil away and the diamonds are forever. Cheesy, but that's how I feel. Currently, I'm having a really bad flare, and this video is going to be short because of it. But I'm having a very bad flare over the past 5 days it's been now. So I've come to stay with my parents again, and probably will remain here for some time until, hopefully once the flare is over. I mean, you never know with the symptoms when they're going to be bad and how long they're going to be bad for. I always have symptoms on a bad level. It's just really a case of never knowing when they're going to be bad and when they're going to be virtually unbearable. This video today is just a very short, brief video about one of my symptoms, which is called visual snow. Now, as you know from my previous video, I have a number of symptoms. So on top of visual snow, which falls under the kind of visual disturbance area, visual snow, sorry, I've got the visual snow as part of the visual disturbance area, but on top of that, I have the chronic daily permanent dizziness. I have the feeling of not being here. It's called derealization, depersonalization, tinnitus, complete lack of energy, massive drops of energy, these all over body flares where my nerves just go absolutely crazy and it feels like my body is just going to drop to the floor. And I've been having that severely for the last few days, which has been just awful, as well as a number of other symptoms, which are permanent and prevent me from living a normal life. And as I mentioned before, I can't work, I can't socialise like I used to be able to, and I can't plan for anything, even if it's just a little social trip out, let alone something like a holiday or just planning something big and exciting for the future. The future for me right now is uncertain and scary. And it's very difficult to explain what my symptoms feel like. And I discovered this video by the Visual Snow Initiative a couple of days ago, and I've watched it a few times, and I just think it brilliantly visualises and explains the symptom of visual snow. Now, visual snow syndrome can be a condition that people suffer with standalone, which is horrific. And unfortunately, in my case, I have the visual snow symptom as one of many symptoms of vestibular migraine and PPPD. In the video, it explains and visualises what visual snow looks like. So this is really going to give an idea of a small part of what it's like to step into my shoes at the moment. And again, I want to acknowledge, as I did before, I know that there are worse disabilities out there. I know that I could be blind, and that would of course be worse than having visual snow. And I know that there are so many terrible conditions out there, and life-threatening illnesses and all sorts of dreadful things, and I acknowledge that. And this video is on behalf of everybody that suffers with any kind of disability, whether it be visible or invisible. But in my particular case, it's invisible. This next video is owned and created by the Visual Snow Initiative, so I do not own the video, but I really wanted to share it on their behalf as well, because they're doing an amazing job trying to raise awareness about this syndrome. And for me, like I said, it's one of my many, many symptoms. So please bear in mind, when you watch this video, this is just one of the things that I go through on a daily basis. And it also really flares up tinnitus and the feeling of derealization, or as they describe in the video, depersonalization. And I really encourage anybody to look up depersonalization. See, one of my symptoms is not being able to articulate myself sometimes, and during a flare I find it hard. Depersonalization and derealization, please do look them up, because it's indescribable how it makes you feel, and until you experience it, unfortunately, with so many of my symptoms, there are not videos on YouTube that visualize what the symptoms look or feel like, which is why I think this Visual Snow video is so great. So thank you for taking the time again to watch this short video. I'm going to pop the Visual Snow Initiative video onto the end now, and I just wanted to say one more time to everybody that has watched my previous video and this one, and for all the messages of love, support, understanding, and like I said, the willingness to learn. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I find it so difficult day to day to find the strength to persevere and push through everything that's happening to me right now, and those messages and that lifting up that I felt after making that video is one of the most wonderful feelings in the world, and wonderful feelings are feelings that I'd been so unfamiliar with for the last year. So thank you to every single one of you that watched and sent me so much love. I truly feel stronger for it, so thank you so much. And here is the video about one of my symptoms, visual snow.
Of the 5 human senses, sight is often considered the most important, allowing us to go, do, and be the person we want and enjoy our amazing world. Now imagine your sight was suddenly overwhelmed by thousands of tiny lights and dots that flickered 24/7, whether your eyes were open or closed. And every doctor you saw told you there was nothing wrong. For people with visual snow syndrome, this frustrating scenario is their daily reality. Having visual snow is like seeing through a TV with a very bad reception. The main symptoms are snow-like dots, afterimages, light sensitivity, and palinopsia. That can make daily activities very difficult for people with visual snow, because while you're just seeing this, they're seeing all this, which can make them extra sensitive to visual stimuli in busy places. But it can have non-visual symptoms too, like ringing in the ears, feeling detached, and muscular pain. We now know that visual snow syndrome is a neurological condition, meaning it's not an eye problem, it's a brain problem. Since there's nothing wrong with the eye's structure, standard tests are usually negative. That's why for those with visual snow, their best bet is to see a neuro-ophthalmologist, a brain eye specialist. They can help manage your condition while researchers work on developing treatments. So if you or a loved one has visual snow, or you're a medical professional interested in the diagnostic criteria, head to visualsnowinitiative.org for more information today. Awareness is key. Please help spread the word that visual snow does exist.